Welcome to another episode coming at you from ChooseYourRelationships.com, author of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. So the question of the day is, how do you deal with betrayal if it involves someone you care about, someone that you're close to, whether it's in your personal life, business partner, maybe someone you love, or maybe you thought they loved you? How do you handle it? How do you deal with it? How do you get past that? Man, that's a good one. And this is something that it's not easy. It's probably one of the most difficult things I've had to deal with over the past 30 years. And there's no way around it. There's no way to hide from it. You're gonna have to face this. Doesn't matter who you are. That's just reality. There's somebody you're gonna meet, and you're gonna allow them to get close to you, and they're gonna do something, and they're gonna hurt your feelings, or they're gonna undermine you. They're gonna stab you in the back. They might cheat on you. That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen, especially in this country. I live in the United States of America, so that's the fabric of this company. Is basically of this country is built on lies. It is what it is. I'm not going to get into why that is, but it is what it is. Lies tend to work better in this country, it's people being conditioned to act in such a way and think in such a way. So, the truth hurts. Most people can't take the truth. They're not mentally stable to, be able to really deal with truth. And I'm not talking about my truth or your truth. I'm talking about just the truth in itself. People always kind of throw around that phrase a lot. My truth, your truth. No, it's just truth is truth. Truth don't have to be validated. It is what it is. So it's not like everyone has their own truth. No, everyone has their own opinion. But the truth is the truth. It doesn't have to be validated. It doesn't have to be explained. So people kind of like prostituted what's truth today. Kind of put a little spin on it, and if you say, hey, this is my truth, the other person can't really get upset, or they shouldn't get upset. But if you say, hey, this is the truth, now it's a different story now. They upset now. So I think that's where that comes from. I've been watching this over the past year. People say, oh, this is my truth. No, it's just that's your opinion. The truth don't have to be explained, don't have to be validated. So you have to realize when it comes to cheating, look, people cheat on themselves all the time. So what do you think they're going to do if they get with you? You think they're going to change all of a sudden overnight? I don't think so. Well, people have patterns. We're creatures of habit. So if you meet someone that's always trying to look for shortcuts, always trying to look for an easy way out or the cheap way out, they're not going to change when they get with you. So you have to be able to distinguish who you're really dealing with. I talked about this in a previous video. This is how I do it. You got the 70%ers, the 27%ers, and the 3%ers. If you go look at the last video that I uploaded, I talked about this. The last live video live streaming video I did. I break down the 70%ers, the 27%, and the 3%ers. And if you look at people in this manner, if you put them into categories, you know exactly who you're dealing with. And then you know what to expect out of them. And you know what not to expect either. And, you know, of course, this has to do with personality, the position they're in, how they grew up, their habits, and all of that. But in the beginning, you're not going to know any of that. It takes time to get to know people as far as their habits, their personality, and all that good stuff. Because people can fake it in the beginning. And that's what most people do anyway. So the faster you know who you're dealing with, then it's like you can kind of anticipate what people would do and what they wouldn't do. But this takes time. This doesn't happen overnight. It's taken me a long time to learn a lot of this stuff. And some of this stuff I talk about in my Patreon. On my Patreon, patreon.com/sharpgame. Go over there and check that out. Just click the link below this video. I talk about a lot of that stuff that I learned over the years. And the only way to learn most of this stuff is you have to live. You have to live your life. You're not going to find this in a book or any place else. Most stuff that I talk about I've never seen it in books. Because most of the people that write books, they're young people. Majority of people that write books, they're young today. Most of the books that are selling like crazy, those people are dead. Those books are 150 to 100 years old. They're selling like crazy today. And those people are old or they're dead. You know, so, but most people that's writing books that are young today, they're in their 20s and 30s. That's like the majority. You don't have a lot of older, wise people writing books today. Not like back in the day. So, you know, and on top of all of that, I don't beat myself up if someone betrays me or hurt my feelings or whatever. Because I look at it like I had a part in this too. Because there's a reflection on to them back onto me, like a mirror. So there's something in me kind of disregarded what was in them to take advantage of me. So I asked myself, what could I have done to avoid this situation? What is there? Is there something that I didn't know? Obviously there is. There's something that I didn't know. Or maybe I have to become a better person. Because see, what I've learned over the years is the better you become as a man, as a woman, a lot of your mistakes and a lot of people like trying to take advantage of you, it's going to be very difficult for them. Because the more you know who you are, the less you have to deal with a lot of the shenanigans and a lot of the cons and fast talking. You'll be able to sniff that out real quick. Plus, a lot of people, a lot of these fast talkers and these con artists and people that try to prey on people, and the broken people that try to prey on people specifically, they're not going to want to be bothered with you. Because they're going to see that you're on some other stuff. You're on some other shit. You trying to be a boss. You trying to level up, live the best life you can. So that in itself is going to turn a lot of people away. They're going to go their separate ways. But you're going to always have those outliers that's going to try regardless. And 9 times out of 10, most of those tricks ain't gonna work on you. So the more you know who you are, the better off you be. The better the quality of your life will be. That's what I've learned over years. I still make mistakes like everybody, but I don't make as many mistakes as I used to. And see, when I do make mistakes, if someone betrays me, you want to learn from it and move forward. You don't want to dwell on it. Don't beat yourself up. That doesn't work. That'll just have you feeling bad about yourself even longer. So you want to learn from your mistakes and try not to make the same mistake over again. And if you do make the same mistake over again, well, don't beat yourself up. It's okay. Sometimes I made the same mistake 2, 3, 4, 5 times before I really learned. So that's just called being human. That's all. And see, we've been conditioned through the school system where it's like, you can't make a mistake. If you make a mistake, you're dumb. You slow and all this crap. But no, in the real world, people fail all the time. Outside the school system, people fail all the time. And they become millionaires. They fail all the time. And a lot of these people, they're on stage. And we're in the audience listening to a lot of these people that failed all the time. And the reason why they became so successful, because they never gave up. That's the difference between the people that are successful and the people who are not. They have more wins than the average person. That's all. It ain't because they so attractive. They got a bunch of money and all the nonsense that people come out. And a lot of times people say stuff like that because they want to use that as a cop-out. So they won't try and do anything different. So you got to take responsibility for betrayal and when people hurt your feelings, because there's something about you that other person thought they could have accomplished by doing whatever that they tried. Now, if you were a different type of person, maybe they wouldn't even give it a try because they knew they wouldn't have got away with it. So that's just human nature. Most people, they do what they think they can get away with. And some of this is has to do with the consequences. And if it ain't no consequences, they probably gonna try you. And if they do try you, a lot of times, if you say the right thing, or if you know what to say, you know what to do, that's gonna be it. You're gonna knock it down and they'll move on. Or they'll know not to try you again. So a lot of times some people will say, well, they was wrong, and they get in the finger pointing and they get into their feelings. But man, forget about that, man. Just forget about that. Just move on, man. But it's gonna happen. If you live long enough, you're gonna get your feelings hurt. And it's always the people that's closest to you. I've never had a stranger do anything to me. I say that consistently. I never had a stranger do anything to me. Never. It's always somebody that claimed they cared about me, they loved me, this and that, or whatever. But when people say how much they care about you, just look at their actions along with their intent. That's going to tell you. Watch where their feet goes. Watch their actions. Watch where their feet goes, because you got to look at where people tend to do what they care about the most. And a lot of people, they talk a good game, but they don't back it up. Just look at their intent with their actions. That's going to tell you a lot. Even if you go to some people's house, see how they live, where they live, how they carry themselves. That's going to tell you a lot about them. Look in their car. How I look in their car. Is it dirty? Is it junky? Is it clean? That's going to tell you a lot. Go to their house. Is it nasty? That's going to tell you a lot. How they live. Look at them. They overweight, fat, slim, in shape. That's going to tell you. That tells you a lot about them. How they carry themselves. What they think about themselves. So, you know, it can be a tough situation, but that's how I deal with it, man. I don't beat myself up. I just know that, you know, hurt people. And, you know, people do what they do because, you know, and I'm going to end this video with this. A wise man once told me, people will only do what's been done to them. And that's some wisdom for your ass, you know. So, hey, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, check out my website, chooseyourrelationships.com. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.